Three Cousins Podcast. Almost did the echo manually, and then I remembered the mic echoes for me, so I don't have to sit there and say it.
It probably would sound really dumb if you echoed on top of an echo effect.
You'd probably just it would sound awful. You're right. I don't
Possibly.
even have a metaphor for it. But
Just bad.
Two Cousins Podcast.
Another mini.
And because we were hanging out earlier today, and we came back here for Din Dins, we decided it's just going to be us again this weekend. We'll get the other ones in.
Yeah.
But, for now, let's just do it. Make sure to turn the echo all the way down.
You got it off now?
Yeah, echo's off. I just don't want to echo for the entire podcast. That
probably not.
It would be terrible.
No one can understand what you're saying, nothing like that.
But yeah, we're just chilling here on almost said Saturday, Friday night.
Yeah.
And just shooting the shit and whatnot. And
Yep,
Derek brought up a point. It's like, let's talk about it. So Derek, why are you scared this week?
Kind of continuing off of last podcast, we talked about things that scare me. Now we'll talk about something else that scares me, and that's artificial intelligence.
That's all we're gonna do for the minicast is talk about what scares you.
We could. I don't know.
That's all.
If it works.
Are you scared of that many things?
I could probably come up with things. Yeah. Sure.
All right. Well, make some things up.
Genocide. That scares me.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's unscared of genocide.
That one scares me.
Yeah, I think that one scares everybody.
But I don't know. There's much to talk about that.
Why do you hate that Robin Williams movie? I know it's bad, but come on. We got to do a whole episode about it.
It's just so unbelievable. And
Robin Williams is a robot.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
I think everybody has mixed feelings about artificial life form in with the computer, I guess. Just because there's a real good shot of that turning bad, and then what happens?
Terminator. Terminator happens.
That whole idea, because
The Matrix.
I don't know if you know how they're trying to make it work, is that they're trying to map the human brain, figure out how the neurons are firing, and then model a computer after that.
Yeah.
So essentially, you will then have a computer that thinks like a human does.
No.
Which then leads me to question, will it have emotions like a human does?
I hope not.
Well, because I would imagine...
Emotions are what makes you irrational.
I would imagine your emotions come from your brain. Like, I don't know where else they would logically be.
But emotions are what make you act irrationally. And if we're making like a supercomputer, I don't want it to be... I'm in a bad mood today, so here's all the nuclear codes. You want it
to be completely thoughtless, almost.
I want to be thoughtless and emotionless.
Right.
It's there to do a job.
It's there to exactly. Because then that's the other thing is if it has emotions and feelings, you got to almost convince it to work with you on a daily basis. It's like, how you doing today? I don't want to do anything today.
Yeah, well,
pull the plug. What good are you? What good is making that?
The whole point. I built you to work for me.
Right.
Just do your job.
So it's. You're wanting to make a machine that's more powerful, and the way they're doing it is to try and model it after a human brain.
Don't do it.
And then there's quantum computers, which I'm not smart enough to understand why that's good or bad. I don't know.
I don't know. That's above my thought level. That's above my pay grade. I don't do that.
I almost have a degree in physics, and that's above mine.
I ain't messing with that.
To me, that's just pretty gnarly.
I just know when it comes to robots with emotions and feelings. I have seen too many futuristic dystopian movies to know AI is a bad idea.
Right.
AI, not okay.
Right.
It's not.
If you can get a system that's completely without emotion, and you know that they will never turn, because if they're out of emotion, then they won't care about murder.
True. But
you get my point, though. You could almost have an entire system of AI become the court system, where they have the most, they can judge you with the best possible notions of anybody, better than any human could possibly do. And they could determine if you're telling the truth or if you're lying, if you did it, if you didn't, and so on.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, in my opinion, that'd be kind of good, is...
No, it would be.
It'd be the most just form of a trial.
It would be.
Possible.
But I think at the same time, a lot of that comes also down to ethics and just like off-the-cuff judgment. And how do you teach a machine that? You can't teach a machine impulse.
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
I don't know where impulse comes from. Well, it comes from the brain, obviously.
Right.
But how do you teach something to act impulsively?
Well,
or to make a split decision, or just to use that kind of human judgment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would kind of stem off the first idea of, are those thoughts created in the brain? And if modeling a computer after a human brain, does that create judgment? Does that create... we don't know enough about the human brain to really...
Let's master the human brain
be doing...
before we try to replicate it.
I mean, this is so beyond what we're currently capable of doing. This is like 100 years from now, I would imagine, at minimum.
Yeah.
Before we have something that's legitimately thinking like a human.
When Donald Trump's great-great-grandson inherits the dynasty.
Sure.
Then we'll start doing some human brain robots.
Yeah, then it might happen.
Yeah. Now, sex robots.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sex robots. No, let's not talk about sex robots. Sex robots are A-okay. Japan and stuff, keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Because sometimes those lonely boys, because they don't think, they don't feel. That's fine. Sex robots hopefully won't take over the world.
Right.
If they did, I don't know how okay with that I would be.
I'm not sure.
It would be an interesting thing to be taken over. Like, picture Terminator, but it's like a bunch of anime girls instead of like silver robot skeletons.
Right.
I don't know. But like, I don't hate robots. Like Roombas, do it.
Sure.
Manufacture robots, do it.
Well,
but they don't think.
That's the other flip side of it, is you can have a robot almost, I don't want to say army, but like a whole group of them.
Yeah.
Just doing jobs that humans don't want to do anymore. You know?
Well, then you get to the point, if you have a bunch of robots doing jobs we don't want to do, other people aren't skilled enough to do simple jobs.
Right.
We're not educated enough.
Right.
Like, are we just a society? I guess a lot of people would say, oh, then we can be a society of like poets and artists, but not everybody can do that. You know, we can't all live in this free-thinking world where every whim is taken care of by machines.
Right. Well, there's nothing stopping us right now. We could have like an entire McDonald's that's automated.
Hey, it's going to happen.
You know, I'm just saying, like, we have that technology now.
They keep asking for that money.
You could do that right
It might
here.
happen.
Yeah. Like, it could be a thing of you just touch on an iPad and say, I want blah, 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 and you swipe your card, and the machines make it.
Once they get the food like the preparing of food like down. But that's just, to me, it's gonna sound awful. That sounds soulless.
Maybe
I want a human, even if it's my McDonald's. I want a human making my food. Human touch, you know, especially fine food. I don't want a robot Gordon Ramsay.
Well,
he wouldn't be as entertaining.
Well, we're also talking just fast food, though. I mean,
that's true. But when does it end?
Yeah,
you know?
You're right. You have to draw a line somewhere.
Where is the line? Does it end at McDonald's? Like, even
probably not.
I don't know.
Because then it's a thing of, if you have a robot that's smart enough, you can almost make that be an idea, like a brainstormer, bounce ideas back and forth, and say, hey, what do you think about this? And he's just like, that's dumb, and this is why. And you know, it doesn't logically work.
Shut up, robot.
Blah,
you don't
blah, blah.
know me. You don't know what I need.
Exactly.
As long as we can bully the robots into submission, I think we're okay. Give them like emotions and thoughts. Give them low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem.
There you go. Give them really bad egos and low self-esteem.
Next to no charisma.
Make sure we can bully the robots into submission, and then we will always remain in control.
Right.
Just these really, like, they're all, like, make the robots with like slumped shoulders and sunken heads, and they're just like, okay, I'll do what you say, and stuff like that.
I guess what also scares me about the whole AI is, you look at the education system back in the 50s, you look at it in the 90s, you look at it now.
Yeah.
Students are becoming more and more dependent upon various technology. And part of that is fine, because when you go into your job, you're going to be given a computer with whatever assuming you're in a tech field of some kind, you're going to be needing a computer.
I apologize if my mic made a sound. Our producer is rubbing her face on all the mics to make sure they're working.
She decided to.
She's got to be right up in the grill. But you're right. Technology, no matter what job you're doing, I mean, even you're just saying, even fast food now.
Yeah. You're not mathing out in your head.
It's all
like,
touch screens and POS systems, and, you know, a lot of like restaurants, like servers and stuff, have like little tablets or iPhones programmed to their restaurants to take orders, and like everything, even the simplest jobs are technology oriented.
Right.
I mean, I walked around with really expensive devices doing jobs working at Target.
Right.
And just the technology is everywhere, and it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it does.
Which, honestly, I'm okay with. We talked about this the other day. I'm okay with technology that I can easily separate myself from.
Right.
I don't like, unless you're talking about like pacemakers and stuff like that. Life-saving technology is fine, but like just frivolous internal technology, like the people who talk about like, I got a microchip implanted in my finger, and now I can unlock my computer with just by rubbing my hand on it or something. It's like it's stupid. It's dumb because you don't know what else is going on with that microchip.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
This is true.
Or like I don't like smartwatches.
Really?
I know it's basically a cell phone that you wear on your wrist and stuff, but just the fact that it's I can take my cell phone out of my pocket and just set it down or leave it. But the watch is just you forget a watch is there.
You're right.
And the fact, at least I feel it's probably not true, but I feel better having my phone smothered, doing air quotes on a podcast. That's always real good for everybody who can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes, people. It always feels better to smother it in my pocket.
Right.
So at least, the NSA is not hearing everything I hear, but the watch is out in the open.
That's true.
It's seeing things.
Right.
Like, I don't like the eye stuff, like Google Glass. I don't like that. I think, I think you're like a douchebag. If you walk around with Google Glass on, that's the number one thing. You look like a D-bag.
Well, if it starts as Google Glass and then it ends up being Google Contact lens.
And then eventually, like, especially someone wearing the glasses, you don't know what they're seeing about you.
You could have no idea.
You don't know what they're seeing or reading or doing. And it could be something about you.
Going through facial recognition of you, figuring out who you are, where you live.
I don't like that
your
stuff.
Criminal
Get
record.
that out of there. Yeah, but internal for non-medical purpose, and then wearable technology. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And nobody say, what about headphones? Shut up. It's different. The headphones, I'm listening to the headphones. They're not listening to me.
Dude, that's a good
or
point.
Or so we think.
And they're not giving data to someone you don't know.
They're not. They're really not.
Again, that you know of.
Yeah.
But
AI, I like dumb robots. I don't like smart robots. I like funny smart robots, like Cleverbot and stuff. That's just a silly thing. Or you ever been on Akinator, the genie that asks you like 50 questions and is trying to figure out what you're thinking of?
Right.
Just by like process of elimination?
Right.
That's fine, 'cause that's not even AI. That's just algorithms.
That's just
and based on past results.
It's really impressive.
Yeah, I'm not a technophobe by any means, but I also there shouldn't be a brain power on Earth greater than ours. And if it is greater, we have supercomputers and stuff. Obviously, there are things that can calculate faster than us.
Yeah.
But we can flip the switch at any time.
Yes.
Something that's capable of an independent life and self-preservation.
Right.
And I can't pull the plug. That I don't like.
Right.
We got to be in control.
This is true.
Make something smart. Just don't let it off the leash. That's what I say.
Never tell it it's smart.
Exactly. Yeah, don't ever tell. I've seen iRobot.
Right.
That robot knew what he was doing. He had dreams,
it had
man.
plans.
He had dreams.
Right.
Robots shouldn't have dreams.
I don't think a robot should ever wake up and say, "I want to go to France."
Yeah, it's like
I want to travel. I want to see the world.
You don't
want to.
You don't want to do anything.
It's like, yeah, no.
You want to clean my floor room. If my Roomba tells me he wants to go to Europe, it's time for the uprising.
That's
I'm
when you know.
I'm smashing the robots.
That's when you know things are getting too out of hand.
When my Roomba has free will, it's the end of days for humanity, and then we have to like black out the sun and live underground like in the Matrix.
Right. And
you don't want to live in the Matrix, although a lot of you think you want to.
Right.
I don't know. Everybody romanticizes those romantic. Romanticize those romantics. I wanted to say romanticize those like apocalyptic. Like everybody wants a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
So dumb. If you think you'd survive a zombie apocalypse, you're a moron.
You wouldn't.
Medically speaking, I've done some reading. A zombie apocalypse will last like 3 days.
Yeah.
Zombies just can't last that long.
Well, they still have to run off of their organs.
They run. They don't have energy coming back. Rigor mortis and just all that stuff.
Exactly.
Zombies wouldn't work. It would work for a couple days and you're done. But everybody's like, just these. I'm sorry, I'm making fun of your listening, but you fat neckbeards who think that they're like, if there were a zombie apocalypse, I get my katana that I bought at the mall.
A zombie still needs water. It still needs
needs
food.
Everything.
It's still gonna need all those things that you need.
It can't remake those chemicals. Exactly. It can't do anything. It's muscles. Like when you do something to certain areas, your muscle strands break. They don't reform.
Exactly.
There's none of that. You're dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, traveler. You're dead. And it's
the closest thing you can get is like a human that's got infected by something, but they're still alive.
Yeah, like 28
days
later. They
never died.
Like 28 days later and stuff.
They're still alive.
That's real.
But even then, they have to have enough thought to say, I'm thirsty. I need some water.
They basically had super rabies.
Right.
Well, that was a thing. Like in 28 weeks later and stuff, they started talking about how like they're so pissed off because of the virus, they forgot how to eat. Like, they don't remember to eat, so they just die of starvation because all they can think about is kicking each other's asses.
Right.
And all this dumb stuff.
Right.
But yeah, zombie apocalypse, screw you. You would die, okay? I don't remember what the rule was in Zombieland, but cardio was one of them.
Yeah.
It was one of the, like, top 10.
Yeah, it was like
maybe.
top 5, I think, cardio.
Yeah, the fatties go first.
Right.
Like, I don't care about your mall katanas.
Right.
I don't know why we're talking about this when we're talking about robots.
I don't know.
But
we can get back
went from
on
one apocalypse to the other.
We can get back on technology, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, okay, so what we got from this so far. AI's dangerous, and zombies are stupid.
Yeah.
So
I guess we could go back into the technology thing, and I could just say the internet kind of scares me anymore.
But that's where memes come from, Derek.
Yeah. No,
that's
I'm
how
not
people
talking
hear
about.
us.
I'm not talking about the internet that you can access. I'm talking
What are you
about
talking about?
the dark internet.
Oh God,
the deep web.
where you auction
internet.
off children and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Where people pay money to watch other people get tortured to death.
that is some messed up stuff.
Like,
man.
you
How
can
do you
buy.
even get in?
I don't know. I've never tried.
I'm scared to Google it because I want to Google it just
you can't,
for curiosity's
Google can't
sake.
get there. That's not how you can't get there with Google.
No, I don't want to Google like
It's-
the dark web. I just want to Google like how would you even
Oh, okay.
get it? But I'm scared to Google it because I don't want like a knock on my door. Like I'm just
Right.
I'm just legitimately curious.
I know there's
but
Google,
I don't want to get flagged.
There's Google like web browsers that'll get you to darknet
Weird.
stuff that you can just download.
Yeah,
I don't remember what they're called now.
I
but,
don't know.
You know, like the whole concept of there's just so much other internet you don't even know about.
There's a whole seedy underground we've never seen. You read about it in the
Right.
news.
Exactly.
Like there was 2-3 weeks ago or something. There was that sting. Like they arrested a bunch of like dark web pedophiles,
Yeah.
basically, and like
Yeah.
sex ringleaders and stuff. It was all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time you hear about it is on the news.
Right. Because, like, on the one hand, you want that freedom to do and, you know, express yourself as you would like. But on the
Yeah.
other hand, it's like there comes a point where you almost got to just shut it down. Like, there's just, it's pretty nasty. Some of the
You
stuff
should
that's
be
on
as
there.
free to do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting someone else or their ability to do whatever they want. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to do whatever you want, but it comes at the cost of like
Right.
killing people or raping children,
Yeah.
then it's a no-no.
Right.
You can't. It goes on the no-no board.
Right.
You cannot do it. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Not okay. And then you go to jail and you read about it on the news. And it was like a lot of dudes. Good. Get them out of there. It's sick.
Yeah.
These are just like normal people
Yeah.
who
Like,
do
you
this
wouldn't,
stuff.
you wouldn't think.
Who somehow access this thing is just like, well, I'm into this now.
Which I guess we should be more like familiar with at this point. It's like, oh, no one would ever suspected that he was like. It seems like that shows up all the time, where it's like the
Yeah.
worst kind of person has always got that. I would have never thought, you know. It's like no one walks around with a sign on them saying.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Everybody's like, I would have never suspected. It's like, yeah, that's why it took them so long to not get caught, dummy.
No, otherwise it'd have lasted a day.
Yeah,
Like,
if you had no one on these shows where it was like, I heavily suspected
Right.
he was a pedophile. I really
Right.
did. I thought that for a long. I had evidence building up. It's like, well, you didn't say anything.
Exactly.
Of course, no one suspected you.
Right.
That's why it took a police sting to catch you.
Exactly.
It's like that dumb fact where it says like 85% of shark attacks happen in shallow water. And everybody's like, oh, it's like, yeah, it's because where the people are stupid.
Yeah,
Like
most people.
it's just one of those duh
Most
things.
people are not
Yeah.
in deep
The
water.
people are in the shallow water, so that's where human shark attacks
And
come
if you're
from.
in no water, you have a 0% chance of getting hurt by a shark.
exactly. So it's just stupid stuff like that.
Right.
It's like,
right.
what? It was in the last place I looked. It's like, well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's not like you found it and went and looked 3 other places to make sure it wasn't there too. Like,
Exactly.
it's just those dumb phrases. I never
know.
suspected he was a dark web pedophile. I'm like, that's good though.
Right.
That you didn't suspect that.
Yeah.
It never does that.
It never?
I don't know what I did.
All right.
Don't point at tech stuff in the
I don't
middle.
know.
No, it's
I just
fine.
noticed, hey, this isn't moving.
It hasn't been doing that for a while, and I really don't know what
Really?
I did. I think it's
Oh.
just something you have to click on to read it, and I did
All right, whatever.
fart sounds into the mic. That's what we're doing now.
I guess so.
We're just gonna fart sound into the mic. Whatever. I don't know. We'll do whatever we want. But yeah, AI.
And-
Don't like it.
And everything that it brings along with it, I guess.
Yeah. The internet's bad.
Yeah.
The internet's bad.
Internet can be great,
Let's
but
be
it also
real.
can be
Let's
bad.
be real. Most of the internet, even the internet you don't think is bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
The internet is mostly a waste of time.
It's 80% sex.
With the exception of like networking for jobs and bank statements and doing your taxes and looking at cat videos. Other than that, the internet sucks.
Right.
I suggest you get off it right now. just get out.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
The way you're listening to this, just stop.
Just stop. Go watch a cat video. Read a book like I'm not going to do. And then, whatever.
Right.
Get off the internet.
Do other things.
And don't go to the dark web ever.
Yeah, just
even
stay
if it's
away.
out of curiosity.
Just pretend you don't even know what it is.
There's nothing on the dark web that's good.
No.
I would assume.
Cheap pharmaceuticals, maybe?
I don't trust that shit.
I wouldn't either.
You know what that would be laced with?
Oh, everything addictive.
It's like, hey, here's your heart medication. Oh, psych, it's bath salts. Like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
My medicine's too expensive. I'm going to go to the dark web. I trust my dark web doctor. It's going to be a medical degree.
I'm sure someone has.
You're going to be able to go to like.
I'm sure it's a thing.
You're going to be able to go to like wherever the medical school around here is in St. Louis.
Right.
And it's going to be like, oh, I got a dark web medical degree or something. I do consultations online via Skype. I wear a black hood so you don't know who I am.
Exactly.
It's got weird.
Totally legit.
But... Yeah, it's a totally legit practice. You know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just screw it. I don't want no robots. I want
remote control robots would be kind of neat.
Yeah, give me some RC cars and some drones.
Yeah,
drones are cool. Drones are fun.
Those are cool.
Unless they kill people, then drones are bad. Sometimes they're good.
Have you seen drone racers?
No.
Dude, it's like they go to abandoned malls and they put like GoPros on them. So you're doing VR with the GoPro and you're flying a drone and you're racing.
Sweet.
And it looks like Star Wars.
I'm a fan of that.
Like, it is awesome.
That I can get behind. So drone racing, Roombas, Japanese sex robots.
Yes.
Those are all okay.
Yeah.
Let me say something, though, because I said I don't like wearable technology, but I am okay with, like, super suits. Like, everybody's trying to say, like, we're going to make Iron Man suits for the Army one day, or, like, Halo stuff. I'm totally okay with that, because power armor's badass.
Right.
That's completely different. Because it's awesome.
As long as you don't put Jarvis in it.
Yeah, so like Google Glass and like your Apple Watch and stuff, that's stupid.
Right.
But power armor, look like a Space Marine or like Halo or anything. Look like Master Chief. You don't look like Halo. Look like Samus or something. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That I'm behind. I will fund that. I will sign up for tests for it.
Right.
But... And then it's like, it turns out the armor's made by Google. It's shit, or Apple. It's just like smooth white armor with no buttons.
Right. It's just fat.
It's just got one eye.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just like, oh, Apple ruined it. So as long as Apple doesn't make power armor, then I'm okay with it. Okay. Or Google, just because you'd have to like make an account to like shoot somebody. There'd be ads before you activated your weapons. Like, don't give it to someone like that. Give it to someone insane.
Yeah.
Give it to Lockheed.
Sure.
Lockheed would make the shit out of some power armor. I'm all right with that.
Right.
Give it to Monsanto. They control everything else.
Right. May as well.
This podcast brought to you by the Monsanto Corporation.
Brought to you by Boeing.
Brought to you by Boeing and Budweiser and everything else around here.
Yeah.
Purina. We always forget to plug Purina. They're here.
Oh, hell.
They're from St. Louis.
Right.
Love you, Purina. We got a cat right here. That makes us connected somehow. I don't even know what you feed them. Maybe it's Purina.
Maybe
it's Meow Mix. Who makes Meow Mix? I don't know. We went from robots to Meow Mix because that's just how this show goes.
That's how our thoughts flow.
Yeah. So it's Saturday night. We're recording tomorrow, but you're not going to hear this. We're recording the regular podcast tomorrow, but you're not going to hear this until Wednesday morning. So I'm going to give you a message from the future.
From the past.
Past. I don't know.
From the past.
The past. We're going to freeform it up. Yes. Which you already know because you listened to Sundays or Mondays a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I'm just plugging it because I want to confuse you.
Yeah.
I'm doing a past-future plug.
Right.
So, because I know how to make a quality show. And I know our upload schedule really well.
Right.
And I'm just trying to kill time.
We would be the effective way as if we talked about episode 5 right now, which wouldn't work because we don't even know what we're going to do for episode 4.
Okay, let's do this. I hope you guys liked episode 4. We tried to freeform it a little bit. Look forward to more of that in episode 5.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to start going off the cuff. We're not taking notes. We're not really scheduling much. We're just whatever we feel like talking about that week. We're just going to do it. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'll try better. I apologize. Please don't leave.
We'll get better.
I'm like a battered spouse. I can do better. I promise.
Things will change.
Don't leave. I can change him. That was a much better plug. I should cut out everything I did before that, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. And I want them to hear me fumble.
Hey.
To show that I'm human.
Authenticity.
I promise I'm human, not a robot.
Right.
And with that, I think it's time to call it a night.
I think so too.
So for the 3-1 Cousins podcast, I am SethBot9000.
Yeah, I'm Derek.
That was boring.
It was.
You're not the Derek Nader? Come on.
Derek Nader. No.
We'll get it right next time.
I wasn't given emotions, so.
That's true. Derek's an acronym for something we'll think of later.
Exactly.
But we will talk to you later, babies.
Oh, yeah. See ya.